Now, I want us to look at type conversion. I'll take you through type conversion. And I'll show you another powerful function in Python, that is the input, which is used to get input from the user. We pass a string as an argument for this function. For example, input x. So the string will be a label that will be displayed on the terminal. So in other words, we'll be looking for the input from the user. This variable will return a string, so we'll store it under a variable x equals input, then y equals x plus 5. We imagine that we have another variable y, whose value will be to add 5 to the value of x. Now, don't run this in the code runner extension, the one that we have been using, the one that you type run. We have to use a terminal because the code runner extension does not accept input, as it turns the program in the output window, which is read-only, so you will not be able to enter a value. So open the terminal and type Python 3 or Python in Windows. We will get a prompt to enter a value. So enter a value, let's say 3. You will get an error. Type error. What is happening here? You will ask. This because when we get a user input, it will be a string. So at runtime, the expression will be like y equals to string 3 plus 5. I want us to try this together. Now, open command prompt, then you type Python. Because I'm using Windows, I'll be typing Python. But if you're using Mac, type Python 3. So we are now on Python. I want us to enter a number. So let's say that number will store it under x. So we say we have this powerful function that is input. So we enter 3, for example. Now, then we have another variable here, y equals to x plus 5, like that. Now we get an error. Type error can only concatenate a string, not int to string. It can only concatenate string, not int to string. So that is an error. It's a type error. Also, what's happening here? That's the question we were asking. Let's proceed. Now, this is because when we get user input, it will be a string. So at runtime, the expression will be something like this: y equals to string 3 plus 5. Note that the number 5 is different from the string 5. In this case, the number 5 is different from the string 5. This because they are different types. When Python sees this expression, it does not know what to do. This because two objects cannot be concatenated if they are of the same type. So we need to do what we call the type conversion. We need to convert the string 3 to a number. We have a few built-in functions in Python for type conversion. We have int x, which is used to convert to integer. We have float x, which is used to convert to float. We have a string x, which is used to convert to a string, and bool x, which is used to convert to boolean. So in our case, we do not have to convert x to string because it is already a string. So let me demonstrate this. So let me demonstrate this. Now, if I want to know what is the type of x, what is x, type x here? The type x is string, it is a string. Now, so I want us to convert this. So we could say that y equals to, we want to convert that x into an integer plus 5. Then we can say now print, let us print y. What do we get? We get 8. So we've now converted our x into an integer. Now, type is, I've commented out the last line so that we do not get the error. Now, type is another built-in function, and we pass an object as an argument, and we return its type. When you run the program, we get class string. We'll talk about classes later in the course. We'll need to convert x to a number and then print the output as a formatted string. So that is x equals input 5, input into brackets x, which is a label, y equals to, we convert this x that we've inputted here into an integer plus 5. Now print x, which is x, and y, which is this. So in other words, we are using the formatted string to have this. So when we run the program, we'll get the output as shown. Let me run this. Now, so here we have x equals input, that is x. Then we have y equals int x, which you are converting x into an integer. When we print this using the formatted string, and when we run this, let me run this now using the terminal. Let me run this like this. Python app.py. What do you get? And you enter 3, you get x 3, and y is 8. So that is the type conversion. So when we run the program, we'll get the output as shown, which is, it's beautiful. All these built-in functions are self-explanatory, except the bool. This is because we have truthy and falsy values. That's the bool. Truthy and falsy values are values which are not exactly true or false values, but they can be interpreted as true or false. Examples of falsy values: an empty string, a 0, and none. So those are false values. Whenever we use these values, they are interpreted as false. Anything else will be true. Let us look at some examples. Let's look at some examples. So we have bool, like 0 there. If we run this, now let me show the output here. If we run that, let me clear this first, and I save that, then I run. This is, let me close this. So then we run this, just a moment. Now, let me clear the screen. Now, I want us to go use the command prompt in the terminal because of the text. Using the code runner extension does not bring the output because it's text-based. Now, so type Python for Windows and Python 3 for Mac. Now, let's say bool 0, like that. It will return false because 0 is, it's a falsy value. Let's say we have an empty string like that. It will give also a false, it's a falsy value. Let's say we have, we also say that, let's say none, like that. It will give a false. What about a number? Let's say 1, to give a true. Any other apart from the 3 that I started with, like even negative number, -3, will give a true. What about the word false? It will give bool. Then we have, let's say, a string that's false, like that. It will give true because this is a string which has some characters. Let's say we have bool. Then we say we have those characters is none. Now this is true because we have some characters, but if we have Any other thing apart from bool, an empty string, bool, 0, bool, none, it is true, except the first three, Now, so we get the fourth one. We try to convert a 0 to Boolean. In strings, an empty string is false. So bool, empty string is false. Bool false will return a true because it's not an empty string. It is a string with few characters. So that is it for numbers.